I feel like we have these conversations monthly, bi-monthly, all the time now about Bungie just being in a bad state. And it's very unfortunate because obviously everyone knows Bungie created Halo, which is one of the greatest series of all time. And seeing their fall from grace going from Halo to the disastrous launch of the original Destiny to the horrific launch of Destiny 2, all of the controversies going through there, and now seeing it happen again with Marathon, I truthfully don't really have much hope for this company anymore. I don't. And I don't want anyone to get laid off and people to lose their jobs and stuff, but it truly seems that this company is completely out of touch. They can't deliver quality content, in my opinion, to consumers at a rate that is acceptable and the price point is acceptable. And, well, Sony seems to be pretty disappointed with them. And we have just got confirmation via Paul Tassi, well, through this article right here, more Bungie devs are working on Marathon than Destiny 2 now. Destiny 2 is, maybe I'll make a separate video on it, is quite possibly one of the easiest layups in gaming history. The gunplay is fantastic. They eventually fixed the story. There's so much cool stuff, but they just find a way to treat it like garbage and treat their players like garbage over and over and over again. Bungie's solution to their massive problems with their game is, hey, we know you're upset. We know you're sad. We didn't deliver a great product. Buy this expansion for $30 to $40, and we promise you, well, would we be better? And some expansions are great. Right now, I stopped at Lightfall. I haven't got to experience the most recent expansion, but that's not a good enough fix anymore. And while they're shifting people from Destiny to Marathon to save Marathon, they essentially are killing Destiny. But Marathon's not performing either, and I don't know what they're gonna do there. So I mean, it's just a whole thing, man. So I want to go over this article real quick because I think it is important to talk about. Their missteps have been tremendous. So it says Marathon continues to try to retain, there you go, and attract players with Bungie launching the game a month ago, and Sony is eyeing it to see if it can break PlayStation's recent live service curse. But Bungie's primarily live service, Destiny 2, is fading quickly with a lack of updates, and it may not surprise you that Destiny 2 is not, in fact, Bungie's primary live service anymore, or it's a close tie. I believe there was even controversy recently with the most recent Iron Banner not functioning properly, but Destiny 2 is down right now, man. Like 8,000 people on Steam. If I go to the popularity charts here, we are showing that we're at 200. Oh no, whoa. We're at 160,000 people as of today, 423, which is the lowest of all time, actually. It's lower than Curse of Osiris, where Bungie was thinking of closing doors, potentially during this Curse of Osiris period. It's not looking good. They really needed a home run with Marathon. And as you can see, Marathon has not been a home run. Now, Steam charts are not everything, but as Paul Tassi has confirmed, it seems the majority of the majority of the Marathon player base is through PC. And well, if only 20,000 people are playing this game on a Friday or Thursday night, it's probably cooked. So they cut off their leg just to cut off their dick, because it's just cooked right now, right? My sources at Bungie's confirmed to me that while previously Destiny had a fairly significant edge in devs working on the game, now of the 800 or so remaining Bungie employees, it is now more evenly split, with Marathon now edging out Destiny 2 by a bit. Now, from a business perspective, this 100% makes sense. As much as I would love for Destiny to make a comeback, which I don't think will ever happen, they want to save Marathon. They want Marathon to be their next big IP, the next big thing that can get them to exceed Sony's expectations and hopefully not get devoured internally and just more layoffs happen and Sony takes over. And you don't want that to happen, obviously, but I just don't see Marathon being that. Marathon, it's unfortunately not clicking with the masses. They did the whole thing where, guys, don't reveal the game until all the content's out, and they had their version of what would be a Destiny 2 raid, which was great, and then the loot fucking ruined the game for tons of people. People are getting killed instantly by this yellow gun, and everyone was complaining about it. I saw MTash spamming about it on Twitter and on his YouTube channel. Bungie is notorious for finding ways to just completely just fuck up, bro. It's craziness. So, though obviously the two games share some amount of logistic support within Bungie, Previous information on the original split was from a combination of comments from Joe Ziegler and reporting from Jason Schreier, who said that after layoffs and cancellations, about 300 of Bungie's 850 employees were working on Marathon, with 550, the clear majority, still working on Destiny 2. But at launch and now post-launch, those two sections of the company have drawn neck and neck. Getting Marathon some momentum is obviously the larger priority at the moment. The issue that's pretty clear to players looking at both games is Marathon is a game with 4 maps, 6 classes, while Destiny 2 is previously sustained by a constant stream of PvE content and at least formerly PvP content, which fell by the wayside much before this, with much of that team heading into Marathon a long time ago. The unfortunate thing about Destiny is it was mainly PvE, but a big portion of the community was PvP, and by them pretty much not supporting PvP, they lost a ton of fucking players there. Because when you run out of PvE content, and when you get your god roll, you're kind of tired doing the raids, your boy's not on, you could just hop into a Crucible match. But I believe there was a point where we went about a year and a half, or possibly 2 years, without one new Crucible map, and it was fucking garbage, the one that they implemented. They are finding ways to fragment their audiences more and more and more. And again, when I look at this is the people that made Destiny. I mean, they made the original Destiny. They made the Halo series. Destiny 2 was good at one point. I just don't know how they can generally fumble over and over and over again. It just doesn't make sense to me. Well, actually, it does. We'll go over that in a moment. Development on Marathon, despite its size, may be much harder than it looks from the outside, but compared to the previous scale of Destiny 2, it would have been close. So Destiny 2's PvE content has dried up for months now, and there's another month and a half before anything of significance is added to the game at all in mid-season update. But after that, there's still at least 3 more months until one of Destiny 2's smaller expansions. Well, at least we're assuming such expansion still exists, given the almost total lack of communication on the longer-term future of the game. In the past 10, 11, 12 years, however long Destiny's been around, the biggest complaint is lack of communication, lack of communication. It's never going to change, right? It's one of those situations where Bungie is incapable of doing that. And that might sound harsh. I'm sure there's really great people working at Bungie, and they're probably very nice. They're incapable of delivering a product in an efficient time, or at least trying to be transparent about it. I understand that they got these fucking big dogs at Sony breathing down their neck and all this shit, but when at the end of the day, when you have a game that is labeled free, a free MMO, free, and the DLC, mind you, the DLC is on sale right now. Look at this, $1.99 for Forsaken, $1.99 for Shadowkeep, $1.99 for Beyond Light, $2.49, $2.99, $2.99, $5.99. I actually haven't played the Final Shape yet. Maybe I should give it a shot. This is $252 with everything being on sale by May 5th. Now, how often do these Destiny DLCs go on sale? I don't know. So let's just give the company the most benefit of the doubt possible and say that, hey, these are on sale 24/7. These are the new prices. And we can minus $20 here because some silver packs, whatever. You only need to pay $230 to get into the game. That sounds fucking crazy, doesn't it? You need to pay $230 to access weapons, guns, stories, dungeons, all this other shit in a free-to-play game. A free-to-play game. People are tired of this model. I dropped off after Lightfall. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. And I wanted Marathon to be a success. I truly did, because Destiny's gunplay is fantastic, but it's just not it. It really isn't. This is what's killing this game. It is. Like, I don't know. There's like no... I don't know if there's like cognitive function left over or not left over with Bungie, but how can they not see this? The pattern recognition of consistently sunsetting things, and the new player experience is fucking atrocious. The new player experience of World of Warcraft is probably better because at least everything's fucking free. It's pathetic. The news that more and more resources and personnel switching to Marathon may not be the biggest shock, but this is the first time I can confirm such a change compared to the last time we heard about this. The question is now if more will move over, or once Marathon settles, it may swing back and attempt to revive D2. Now, I saw Aztec Cross make this comment. I agree with bro 100%. As someone who is a disgruntled Destiny player, right? I feel like a lot of people are. Maybe I'd buy the most recent expansion for $5, but even then, I'd still be locked out of tons of content. Um, just make a Destiny Classic. Completely stealing that from Aztec Cross. I would literally play Destiny Classic PC port. I'll pay $10 for House of Wolves or $20 for House of Wolves, $20 for their expansion. I'll pay $30 for the Taken King again. They never brought back the Axis raid. I'll pay money for that. I would much rather them make a Destiny 1 classic with the old PvP updates and all these things. And yes, you don't have clamber and shit, but 60 FPS, and let them try to work on Marathon. Because realistically, we have no idea if we're going to see a Destiny 3 now, right? It's pretty much, in my mind, very slim to none. Because if Marathon fails, why would Sony give Bungie the green light to try to make another massive video game? Destiny got a $500 million investment from Activision. Then Marathon, I think, was like $250 million investment that hasn't made their returns yet. This is not, unfortunately, and it's the unfortunate truth, it's not a trustworthy company. They're not a trustworthy developer that you could say, you know what, let me give them my money. Let's see if we can get this going. It's just a fact, right? But the idea that around 400 people can sustain Destiny 2, a game that is almost the entirety of Bungie's 1,000+ employment in some capacity, feels like a reach. And it sure seems like we have less than 40% of the content we used to get at Destiny's peak, 100%. The future of both games is not yet clear. Destiny 2 is supposed to press forward with this new, smaller expansion mid-season model, but that has obviously run into significant issues even just 1 year in. Again, we were supposed to get these like little, I don't know what they called them, mid-season updates. It's not happening, right? It's already delayed. Marathon will continue balancing patches and working on future seasons with new maps, runners, and all-important microtransactions, but with a rapid departure of players, it may need to make a significant change to draw less hardcore players in. I don't know why they don't have any type of normal 5v5, 4v4 PvP mode. It just doesn't make sense to me, but okay. All this feels, because clearly the extraction shooter is not working. All of this feels like it's on a knife edge, and we'll see what comes in the next few months. So, yeah, I mean, it pains me to see how they're pretty much cannibalizing Destiny for Marathon. It does. It does. I mean, again, Destiny was in a bad spot even before Marathon, and I truly believe Marathon was possibly, this is me speculating, I guess I got to do more research on it, but we saw PvP fall off a cliff for a long period of time, even before Marathon's announcements or we got to the first beta, so I would assume they probably sent people to Marathon's development team previously, but this is just, it's sad, man. It truly is a sad day, and if you are a Bungie fan like myself, or I was, you just kind of like give up, man, right? It's hard to not doom post the company when they just fuck up at every corner possible. So, yeah, man, I mean, that's the interesting stuff with the article. With that being said, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.